Hi, Dawn Stensland-Menti, and welcome to a special Inspirational Dawn show. Today, a beautiful model who wants to redefine beauty. She's a Jersey girl, born with good looks and smarts, but it's what she was born without that makes her unique. Rebecca Marine, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So you are a model, you are a spokesperson, you are an inspirational speaker, and tell me what you were born without and how you turned that now into something that you want to inspire people and especially reach out to children.
I was born without my right forearm, so I have my elbow. And I just recently got into modeling because I want people to celebrate uniqueness. I think being unique is so beautiful, and it's a shame that the industry has defined this, cookie cutter look that people expect to see in magazines, and I want to break that standard. That's my goal.
And I should say too that some people there are genetic disabilities that happen within families, but that's not Becca's case. In fact, yours was something that happened in the womb, and you said that your arm, whatever, got stuck
to the wall.
And so it's not like there's a famous anchor woman, Bree Walker, for example, and her children had that. It was something that was in the genes, but for you, it's not that, which in a way makes it difficult because you don't have a parent who can say, well, honey, I was raised this way, and so you don't have anybody. You're the only one.
Right, and it was hard adjusting to that because I was raised in a totally normal upbringing, around, I guess, normal people. So I never was able to relate to other people's struggles or ask questions like, how should I do this? It wasn't until recently that I started talking to other amputees through the Amputee Coalition, things like that, and I've met them, and now it's so cool to be able to finally relate to somebody.
Yeah, and we're showing some childhood photos of you, growing up in Jersey, and with your mom and your dad and your brother, and your mom's going to call in, your BFF's going to come later in the show. But as a little girl, I mean, look at that smile. When I first looked at these photos, I wasn't looking at your arm, and there were probably people along the way who said, "Oh, you're so beautiful," but did you get that? I mean, was that something that you had to live with in your life, live with over the years, or not so much?
No, not so much, I think.
Which is good.
Yeah, nobody really treated me differently. I was always just brought up normally. It was really nice, and I'm really blessed that my dad and my mom really made sure that I was treated the same way as everybody else. I wasn't coddled in any way. I wasn't spoiled or anything like that.
Yeah, we saw you out there, playing the t-ball and so on. You had to do all the fun sports. Take me through how, though, you started doing modeling, because that's a great story, that at first you wore a prosthesis.
Right. About 2 years ago, I went through the process of getting a prosthetic arm, and I've had many throughout my life, but I never really used them. But this one was a myoelectric one. I was really excited to have like this bionic hand, and someone mentioned to me that I should start modeling with it and kind of connect with a charity that works with prosthetic arms. So I worked with the Limbs for Life Foundation for a brief period of time, and I realized that I want to just be me. This is who I am. I shouldn't have to cover it up and appear normal. I should just be me. And it's worked out pretty nicely. So you took off the bionic arm, so to speak, and were you surprised then that you got different jobs and that you were just accepted for being you? I had no idea that. And there's actually this niche, and there's this whole community of amputee models. And I had no idea, because growing up, I never communicated or was ever around other amputees. I had no idea that there's actually a little community of people who actually make a living off of doing things like modeling and acting. Well, speaking of making a living, you were telling me before the show started about, your first job. As a teenager, we all want to get that job in the mall, right? The retail shop. Tell me about your first experience going and applying for jobs and what happened. When I was about to turn 16, I went to go look for jobs. I knew I had to go get a job. And I remember going to the mall and applying to a clothing store. And I remember sitting down in the food court with having the interview, and she started asking me a lot of questions that I knew were related to my arm. She asked, "Oh, well, we have heavy boxes. Are you going to be able to carry those?" And she also asked if I'm going to be able to reach certain things. And right then and there, I knew that wasn't the right fit for me, because they already doubted who I was as a person. So I've had my struggles with that.
And just for the record, you can
do everything.
You can do everything.
Yeah.
So, and in fact, you were telling me that you do a lot of computer work. I mean, right now you work actually.
I work at a Lexus dealership in Egg Harbor Township, and I do all the internet stuff there. So I'm constantly typing emails all day, and I type 80 words per minute. I'm really quick with sending out emails. So it's all computer related. So,
and do you find that you know, people, when you're looking for jobs, have you ever just addressed it and just said, look, I can type faster than most, you know what I mean? Like, you have to even not just do what other people do in their job, meeting their standard, but actually exceed that. Do you feel like you're overcompensating sometimes?
Yeah, I do feel that way sometimes. It's quite difficult, but I sometimes just want to shake people and say, like, I can do this. You know, you just have some faith in me. And yeah, sometimes it's a little harder than most places, but I found that working at this Lexus dealership, they believe in me and they believe what I do and they know I can do a good job. So it's nice being in an environment where they can believe in me.
Oh, and that's great. We love. And what's the Lexus dealership? We're going to give them a shout out.
Lexus of Atlantic City.
We love you, Lexus of Atlantic City. That's awesome. So you know, so now you're doing inspirational speaking.
Yes.
And you just did that for the first. I mean, you're in your mid-20s and you're really out there. This is tough stuff. So you went for the first time. Were you nervous to be an inspirational speaker? So
nervous. I remember the day before, I was like, I want to do this. Maybe I'll call out sick or something. You know, I thought a million things could go wrong, and I got up there and I was like shaking, I was sweating, and then 10 seconds into it, I just felt so comfortable, and I had this like high, I just felt so great, and it was probably one of the best days of my life. I had such a great time.
And why was it? Because you're having that eye contact and you're realizing these people need me and I need them.
It was the coolest feeling when someone came up to me afterwards and said, you changed my life.
Aww.
And that makes it all worth it to me, and I can't wait to just do more. That's what I want to do.
Well, we're gonna stop right here. We're gonna continue our conversation with your best friend, your mom. We're gonna hear from Maria, your mom. Our conversation with Rebecca Marine continues right after this.